Today's hit music, Q92. It's Christian here in the morning. Thank you guys for having us on, as always. And as you know, last week here on the station, on the show, we kicked off Hometown Heroes, where we're kind of paying tribute and recognizing local first responders, military personnel from right here around the area. And when we decided to do this, we hooked up with our friends at Legacy of Honor to do this thing. Legacy of Honor is a really cool website, a really cool group of people that are doing some really great things. And we want to talk about that today. So we thought, let's talk to the people that run this, put this thing together so that we can get the word out, so they know exactly what it is we're doing. We have Daniel with us here to talk about that this morning from Legacy of Honor. And Daniel, first of all, thank you for taking the time to talk to us this morning. I really appreciate your time.
I appreciate it, Christian. Thank you for having us.
So let's get. I want to make this about Legacy of Honor right now, because we're doing our Hometown Heroes because of what you guys are doing, what you've started doing. So for those listening, I want them to really get a great idea of what Legacy of Honor is and kind of what the roots are. How did it begin? How did it become what it's become today?
Yes. No problem. There's a long and short story of it, but I'm going to try and make it short and sweet for you. The one side of it is that we are a multi-generational family as far as military service. At least one male every generation dating back many, many years has served. My father, my grandfather, and I served in the U.S. Army 2011 2014. I actually got injured and medically retired from the military. Kind of left in this big wave of things. I'm entering adulthood. I don't really have a whole lot of experience or know-how where to go from there, and didn't have a whole lot of help on that side of things. So I kind of self-rehabbed to get that, to move on. And I set a goal that I wanted to become a police officer. And so I set out to do it, and I accomplished that goal. I became a cop. I was a cop for over 5 years. I loved what I did, but then I saw there was a greater need to serve the first responders that are serving us, and military alike. So I started this venture with my father, Ross Riggs, who's here with me today. The idea to be able to take care of those who have been serving us and putting their own lives on the line, and we want to make sure that we can give back in any way, shape, or form. So that's how Legacy of Honor was essentially born. We took that idea, we made it official in 2020, right smack in the middle of the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It really didn't happen then. And we made it to where we at least got all the background paperwork done, the non-exciting stuff, so we could hit the ground running in 2021. And since then, we've helped over a dozen families this year alone. And that ranges from a myriad of different things, as simple as getting groceries for somebody who wasn't able to get it, up to installing handicap accessible ramps because they couldn't get out of their house anymore. And then we've gone all over the place, small renovation projects on some homes of veterans, actually widows that needed it. And that's kind of the last point, is we also want to focus on families of veterans and first responders, because those families sacrifice just as much, and they usually get left in the dark when it comes to actually getting the help they need. They don't know who to reach out to, so we want to be that avenue.
Wow, interesting.
That's kind of the long and short of it, at least of where we came from.
Yeah, that's very interesting here. We're talking to Daniel here from Legacy of Honor, and this is interesting to me, hearing your story, because so many people, we all say, I mean, and we do, everyone loves the first responders and support the military, but a lot of times when they come home, unfortunately, you guys, and you know this more than I could ever attest to, you're kind of just thrown back into society and supposed to go on like nothing happened. And whether you're a first responder or military, you go through a lot. There's a lot you go through. And so many people say, I want to do something. We should do something. You say that. But you're someone who didn't just say it. You actually put in the work with the people you work with and did this. What made you be the person that wasn't just someone who talked about it, that actually got up and did something? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess the small answer to that would be I was tired of talking, or hearing those same conversations. Oh, what can I do to help you? But nothing ever, came through for me personally. And I didn't want that to happen to the next person or the next generation of, first responders or military that are getting out of the military. I didn't want them to just kind of fall through the cracks. So if I could get my name out there to let them know that I'm at least one person that will back them one way or another, then I'll be that one guy, and if we can build an army, we'll build an army, but, it won't stop myself or my father from being able to do what we want to do, to be able to make that. And then the last, I can attribute the selflessness, that's just instilled in me from my younger years of watching my grandfather, my father, and my faith. That's really what bred all of this that brought us to today.
Well, it's really cool, and I know I believe your father Ross Riggs, the VP co-founder, is also with us. And Ross, I'm just curious. Like, I know you're just as much a part of this as your son, but watching him do this as a father, how proud are you watching him do what he has done here, putting this together and launching this?
Well, it's been amazing, Christian, because you live your life, you have your children, and they are grown, and all of a sudden you start to see them just become who they are to be. And to have him follow in my footsteps to be a police officer, that was exciting. I was thrilled to see that. And his work even early on when he was still in the military, helping a local volunteer fire department where he was at. Those kind of things. And then to see him step out in faith to just say, you know what, this is what I need to do.
Right.
This is just, I don't think there's any greater pleasure or blessing for a father to see their son just take off and do something like this.
Absolutely. But as a father and raising him, is it kind of like, is it not surprising for you seeing the way, watching him grow up, say, like when you sit back and watch him as a father, and you're working right there with him, so I'm not trying to anyway, you're right there doing it with him, but as a father, you're almost like, I could see this in my son. I'm not surprised he ends up doing something like this.
Absolutely, Christian. As he was growing up, he was always the one his sisters would go to get things done, to help with this. Anybody, his friends, anybody who needed anything, they knew that they could always go to Daniel, and he would do whatever he had to do to help them out. And so watching him from a very early age, I'm not surprised at all that this is where he is today.
That is awesome. And again, the website is honorthelegacy.org. You guys can go there and check it out. You guys can donate. If you're listening to this and you're like, man, this is awesome, I want to get behind this, I want to help out in any way, that's how you can go and do that, and go there right now. And also, Suzanne Snyder, the VP of Community Engagement, is with us. And Suzanne, so besides, there's the website, what else are you guys doing to get the name out there, get out there and get engaged in the community and get people to come on board? And if there's other ways people can, listening right now, please, let's let everybody know.
Absolutely. Thanks, Christian, for asking about that, because there's so many different ways right now that people can give, volunteer their time. I'm working on putting together a volunteer list, because sometimes we have needs, we need extra hands to do that, or talents that maybe they can offer to us that we can share or have resources available. So please don't hesitate to reach out on that. I'll give you our number here in a minute and how to reach me and Daniel. And we also, on November 27th, in partnership with the MAPS Air Museum, we are hosting our Legacy Gala, and tickets will be forthcoming pretty soon. And so keeping an eye on our Facebook page for that and attending the gala, that will be one of our biggest fundraisers. And anytime there's a community event that we can come help, whether it's at a fire department, at a community engagement, at police department, however we can come help you or the community, we are glad to do that. And, the partnering with you guys at Q92 has been huge. This is we appreciate it so much. It's such a great opportunity to be able to honor our hometown heroes alongside you guys, getting out and just talking to people and showing people what amazing, wonderful community members we have. So in order to, find us, you can find us through our website. You can call me at 330-871-4692. If you hit option 1, you will reach me, and I deal with all the volunteers, community engagements, donations. And if you hit option 2, you can reach directly to Daniel. And if you have a need and you need a project done, he will take care of that. And you can find us on Facebook, and that's where you can find information when the Legacy tickets are coming out, which is the Facebook is Legacy of Honor US. So if you look us up there on Facebook, you will find us there as well.
Thank you. Suzanne, before we wrap this up, too, I think you touched on a really good point at the beginning of that answer when at times when we say, help out, donate, and that doesn't always mean monetarily. You mentioned, you hit on something really big, maybe just your time, or maybe you're a carpenter or something like that, or an engineer, something like that. There's so many different ways you can. It's not just monetarily that you can help out with this program, right?
Absolutely. We can use both monetary and volunteers, and we love to be able to use people's blessings and the gifts that they have that they can share.
This is really, really cool. It's been really interesting talking with you three. This is awesome. It just makes us here at the station more proud to be partnering with you guys. And as that gala gets closer, I really hope one, if not all, you guys will come back on and talk about that again as it gets closer to it, so we can get the word out for that. But again, honorthelegacy.org. You can go to the website right now. You can donate. You've got the number that she gave to get a hold of them. Reach out if you want to volunteer in any way you can. The phone number's on the website. They have a Facebook page, like she said. We'll be talking to these guys a few times down the road here. We're going to keep their name out there, make sure you guys know about them, and hopefully people listening right now, they're just finding out